amazing 102.5. At home, work, the car, wherever you are. You're too good, too good station.
One.
Awesome, man. We are back. And this is such a phenomenal platform. And I know we're talking about a heavy topic. Hang in there because you're looking at myself and Rodney. We're not victims. We are victors.
That's right.
And
That's
so
right, Sam.
stay with us because we're talking about the valley portion of this process of recovery looks like. But the beauty of it is we're going through the valley. And you're not going through it alone. And that's where, before the break, Kayla was talking about not going through it alone, not only for the survivor, person in recovery, but also the family. So,
Yes, so just talking about how your role as his wife and partner in business and helping men in recovery and being that family piece, it resonated with me because when Sam came back from Iraq, he wasn't the same Sam. And there was times where I would sit in the car for an hour before I go in the house because I didn't know which Sam I was going to get today. And to your point, you're like, okay, why can't he just act right? What's going on with him? But I didn't understand. I didn't know. And it was until I attended a PTSD class, and it was the last class they had, and it was a 6-week class. And once I understood what PTSD was and how to cope, and not just cope, but how to have tools for your tool belt to deal with some of the symptoms of PTSD and how and what that looks like and how it starts to conjure up, right, in his actions and what he does, it helped me to be a better support system for him. And I tell people all the time, the veteran isn't whole until the family is plugged in and educated. Because you can provide all these resources and services and counseling, but if that veteran family member does not understand what PTSD is, depression, anxiety, hypervigilance is, certain words can trigger them, certain dates, certain things, smells. And so we have to be mindful. And so to your point, you being educated, you learning all the tools to help Rodney, and now you're using those same tools to help the men of Pathway.
Absolutely, absolutely, because I definitely feel that, just like you said, Kayla, that the family is not whole unless, you know, the head of the household, which is the man, is in position, and God has a position for that man in the household. So when we work with the alcoholics or addicts, and we do the things that we need to do to help him, and he goes back home to that family without them having the education. Because for me, I had to get the support for myself. I had to get a support group, Core-Non group, that I have, that I attend every week to help myself, because I had to realize that, you know, unless I help myself, you know, I'd still be, you know, that individual that, you know, kind of wandered around or didn't have any goals or didn't have anything to look forward to for myself. So I had to focus on me as well, and that's the healing part for the family. They have to be the one that also helps their loved one and understand what their loved one is going through. And they can't do that unless they educate themselves and understand. Because I can say for one thing, I was raised in a holiness church, and my background, as far as my spiritual background, my love for God has always been a foundation for me.
Yes, same. I grew up in a Baptist church, you know, been in church, BTU, Sunday school,
Absolutely.
Sunday,
So, you know,
choir rehearsal.
Exactly. And so to pray for myself as well as my husband, you know,
Yes.
I know the power of God. I know the power of the name, you know, how much power it is in the name. you know.
Yes.
And so with that in mind, I had to, you know, just understand that I couldn't do it by myself. I couldn't do it by myself. I had to be able to lean on my higher power, on my God that I choose to call God, and be able to understand that with Him I could do all things. And so I think that's basically what has, you know, also supported me, you know, down through the years, understanding where my strength is actually coming from. And like Ms. Dawn said, you know, I used to, you know, when he used to say he was a cut above, you know, I knew he was a cut above. I knew he was a cut above because he did things a little bit different than, you know, others did. And that's another thing that I always love about him. He was so adventurous. I love that part of him being so adventurous and, you know, being always wanting to, you know, do things, go the extra mile, or accomplish a lot of things, or travel, or do whatever it is. And so that always inspired me. So I love to support him and, you know, help him to, you know, understand the power that God has given him, you know, and understand the strength that he has, you know. And I feel like if I love him and support him the way my God has given me to, is, you know, like they say, the sky's the limit.
Well, I see that with him as well for you because he loves him some Barbara Owens. I can really attest to that. And
Thank you.
To your point, leaning on God, praying. I know for me, I burned God's ears up a lot. But I want to be the best support system because sometimes we can be in our own feelings and in our own way because we don't understand. And so through prayer, and God will send people our way to kind of give us that encouragement to keep going, keep supporting, and to check us when we are, you know, being our best selves. So
That's a great, that was an amazing segment. Again, we're at the amazing 102.5 FM.
The microphone.
Yes, we're at the amazing 102.5. We're here with Rodney and Barbara Owens, A Pathway to Serenity. We're talking about tools, we're talking about recovery, we're talking about hope, and the vein that runs through all of those is love. And that's why St. John's, with Bread of Life, with Amazing 102.5, is the amazing beacon of light for this community. Because when we look around within a mile of the radio station here, there are a lot of people suffering from substance abuse issues. And so let's get this information out that hope is available and help is available. And we often say that a broken clock is right twice a day, 2 times a day. And so when that person has that moment of clarity that I want support, I want help, knowing that Pathway to Serenity is available, and for all females out there that need recovery, they can also share information, right?
That is correct, Sam. You know, Sam, I think one of our main ingredients at Pathway to Serenity is love. Love is our key component. Yes, we have found out through data that love is one of the key components. Yes, the educational part, all the tools that we give, but when you show men that have come back from destruction of the disease of addiction, and you just show them love. And it talks about also, it takes a village, and that was one of the things I loved about St. John's. So we would bring the men to church. Sam used to, in the beginning, Sam would drive from Clear Lake, League City, to transport men to St. John's, and we just saw men giving their life to Christ. You know, it's just amazing how God will connect you with the right people, and it's just the love that they got here from St. John's, the love that they got at Pathway. I tell the men all the time, I said, people don't come back to facilities that they didn't receive felt love. I've never went back to somewhere that I didn't feel loved or treated right. And so that's one of the main components I know at Pathway. And that's the way when we formed Pathway, we wanted to be different than any other rehab, substance abuse facility in Houston. we didn't want to be like the cookie cutter program.
Yes,
We
sir.
wanted to be totally different than any other program in the city of Houston.
And we'll pick up more about your amazing program and how you can be reached on our next segment. We're gonna go to break now. Again, this is C.H.A.M.P Veteran and Community Chat. I'm Sam, and with my lovely wife, Kayla Alex. Stay with us.